Today's topic of discussion is about presentation skills. What is exactly presentation? Presentation is nothing but presenting yourself in an ample amount of audience where your skills, abilities, capabilities are discovered to other people. The most discussed definition for presentation is presentation skills are the abilities and qualities that are necessary for a common man, which is helpful in creating and delivering a proper presentation that has effective communication of information and ideas. It has a proper structure where you can support yourself or you can give others the information through slides, videos, or images. If you jump directly into the types of presentation, there are various types of presentations. First of all, coming up in front of the classroom and introducing yourself is a sort of presentation. It's a human way communicative presentation. If you go to types of presentations, you have speeches in conference or at weddings or at dinner events, making projects, explaining about the projects and delivering about the findings and teaching people specific methods. And even if you give a welcome address in front of the people, that comes under the presentation topic. So why do we actually need to discuss about presentation? Is that so necessary for a common man to know about presentation skill? Yes. Delivering an effective presentation is always important and it is a very, very critical profession. So, critical profession I have stated here. So, how does presentation skill become a profession? When a person enters into a job, he or she always should contain the skill of communication, the computer-based skill, and one among that is also the presentation skill. I am not alone discussing about the presentation skill, what you do with the PPTs, the slides, and the classroom teaching. It's about presenting yourself in a skillful manner. It can be even in your friends gang, or it can be among your family members. No matter what, either it can be personal or professional, the way you stand, the way you present yourself is the base for the presentation skill. And as I said, it is very important that you need to present yourself in a way that others could get an idea that you are a tough person who can deal any kind of situation or you can act actively to any situation. So all this time we were discussing what is presentation skill, why is presentation skill important, and what are the types of presentation skill. And here is one more topic that is very, very important. How to improve or improving your presentation skill. How do we improve it? All this time we were discussing about presentation skills, but we did not discuss how to improve it. And here are few ideas. First of all, when you go and stand in front of the audience, your verbal communication is very, very important. If I say verbal communication, it can be of any language. Either it can be your native language or your spoken language or your adapted language, whatever it is. The strong communication is always the best part to give your content to the audience. Not only verbal communication, but also written communication is very important for presentation skill. Written communication, how does this come with the presentation skill? The way you prepare the slide or whatever you write on the board should be proper. No spell error should be there. And the second point is that confidence and self-image. The way you present yourself should be bold enough that the others, the audience, should always get a view that you are a confident person. Even the way you dress, well dressed. The term well dressed is absolutely suitable for this presentation skill. Well dressed doesn't mean wearing dress and coming in front of the audience. It is how we groom ourselves to present ourselves. And the third one is critical thinking. You should always be ready for any kind of or any sort of question from the audience. Your set of audience, you should always understand the set of audience in front of you. Either it may be a school gang or a kid or even elderly people or mid age or mid 20s or anybody it can be. Understand the audience and reach out to them according to their need and get prepared with a question from all sort of age groups. So if you get prepared for all those things, it is very easy for you to improve your presentation skill. Motivational technique is one major thing. Either you get motivation from others or self motivation. It is always necessary for a presentation skill. And the leadership quality, the way you lead the troop, the way you give the content, the way you provide the content is always important. So these are few methods where you can include it to improve your presentation skill. For effective communication or effective presentation skill, there are few terms and there are few mandatory things that are needed for the effective presentation. As I said, verbal communication, the way you speak, the way your voice throw is given, all these are very, very important. The way you pronounce words are very, very important, that people can easily understand it and they can easily adapt it. And the next one is body language. When you come in front of an audience, okay, the way you stand, the way you wave your hands, the way you behave yourself, the way you move around here and there decides your body language. And voice projection. How is your voice through? Are you able to reach out the audience? Are you able to cover hundreds and hundreds of audience with your voice? Your voice should be audible to the last person in the meeting, where your voice projection should be overthrown to the end of the room. The posture. It is very, very important that the way you stand in front of the audience is always the catchy part of the audience. Why do I tell it is a catchy part? Because they are listening to your presentation, which means you are the center of attraction there. So, how you stand, how you behave, how you move around here and there always decides the mindset of the listeners. The next one, how to improve your presentation skill. We were looking on it, but there are few more topics that are needed to be considered. Work on your self confidence. Before ever you go for a presentation, just look yourself into a mirror whether you are capable for this opportunity, or you shouldn't doubt that you are capable. You should be very firm that you are responsible and you are the only person who can do that presentation. Next topic is develop strategies for overcoming fear. Overcoming stage fear is the most important topic, where the lot of audience are facing this as a trouble. If you go into the life of the teenage children, overcoming stage fear is something that is needed to be improved. Call the children in front of the audience, ask them to speak out. Even if they blabber words, that doesn't matter. But they should know how to stand in front of the audience. Learn grounding techniques. Grounding techniques are nothing but the basics to understand the audience. And final thing is learn how to use the presentation tools. All this time we were getting to know about how to do the presentation, how to stand in a presentation, how to project yourself, all these. But as I said, you are supposed to use the technical ideas that are needed in the presentation. You can use Canva, Powtoon, PowerPoint. So all these are few technical things and technical apps that can help you to present your presentation in the better way. So thank you.